When you're working on implementing a new feature, it is often useful to be able to focus the test suite down to a smaller subset of the suite in order to execute test cycles as quickly as possible. Let's see how to do that now. I'm starting with a slightly modified version of the math.go file that we had developed in the last module. As you can see, we now have a function called subtract. This function takes an initial value and subtracts all of the numbers that are passed in after it from the first number. However, I've been a bad developer and don't have a test for it. Let's implement a test to review the basic syntax and set ourselves up for the next thing I want to show you. As you'll remember, tests must be created in a file that end in an underscore test suffix, so I'll jump over to the math_test.go file where we can see the add test that we created before. I want to give that function some company, so I'm going to create a test for the subtract function down here. To create the test, I'll declare a regular function and make sure that the function's name starts with test. The test function will take in a pointer to a testing.t object and return nothing. For the test's implementation, I'm going to verify the function with a simple check that we can subtract 5 from 10. I'm then going to check that result to make sure that it's 5, and if not, trigger an error. Now I can open up a terminal and run the test suite. As you can see, the tests all pass. Notice that, by default, Go doesn't give us a lot of information if everything goes according to plan. That is intentional since, presumably, you normally only care when something breaks. Later on, we'll see how to get a full report. For now, I'm going to force it to show us the results of the add test by changing the tests to look for incorrect values. Running the tests now show that errors are present in the add and subtract tests. If I want, I can filter that down by adding the -run flag followed by a regular expression that will be matched against the tests that I want to run. When I execute this command, we see that the failure for the add test is still showing up, but the subtract message doesn't show up since its name doesn't contain the pattern that I filtered on. Now let's see how to control how long our test suite is allowed to run.